So I'm here with my client Kian, and we're going to review one of his sales calls. Kian, can you go ahead and tell us a little bit about what you do, what subject you teach, and if you have any info about this call that might be useful to the viewers?
Yes, absolutely. So my company is a GCSE maths company. We focus on students aiming for 7s, 8s and 9s, so kind of that top bracket of students. And this sales call, I felt like it went very well. The call, the discovery, in my opinion, went very well. I understood kind of the problems that the student was facing and the parent was facing. However, I did feel like I struggled a bit at the end when it came to kind of a small objection and how to handle it. And yeah, hopefully today we can work out how I could improve on it.
Cool. All right, so let's get into it.
And okay, it's great to meet you. Just so we're super efficient, I've got another call right after you. Is it okay if we jump straight into the call?
Absolutely.
Perfect. So my goal really, Ariana, is to understand where things are with maths, what's going well, what's not going so well, and kind of what the ideal outcome looks like for you. And if I feel that we can help you, I can show you how we can get started right away. If not, I'll let you know that too, okay? Perfect. So everything I do is completely diagnostic first, Ariana, and solution second. So let's just start with a few basics. Ariana, what year are you in?
I'm year 10.
Year 10. And what grade are you aiming for in maths?
A 9.
A 9. Perfect. What board are you doing for maths?
I think I'm in AQA.
Okay, so either AQA or Excel would be one of those. Have you had any recent tests in maths recently?
I have, yeah.
Okay, how have they gone?
Yes.
You got 7. Okay, perfect. What was the topic? Do you remember?
It was factorizing quadratics, Pythagoras theorem, and areas of sectors.
Okay, perfect. So all part of the algebra topic. Okay, perfect. Okay, perfect. That's good for me to know. So what would you kind of say is the biggest obstacle you're facing at the moment, Ariana, that's stopping you from getting 9s today in maths?
I think it's the harder questions. Like I can do the basics, but just like harder questions.
Okay.
Myself.
Okay, harder question. What do you mean by harder questions?
Like, I don't really know. One's like.
Is it more to do with the comprehension of the question, or is it more?
So far this is really good. So we started off with like surface level questions, like exam board, stuff like that. And then we went straight into problem, right? What grade do you have right now? Okay, what's actually holding you back? And then we expanded like, okay, why do you think that is? So far, pretty good.
What was working after? What is it? Where do you struggle?
It's like when I look at a question, what skills do I need to solve this question?
Okay. So when you say harder question, there are a few things that someone could mean by that. Harder question could mean a longer question. It could mean a harder topic, for example, or it could be when calculators are involved. So you're saying it's just understanding how to go about solving the question, like for the longer questions. You're not really sure what concepts to use. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. That's good for me to know. And how long would you say this specific part? Because obviously you've got a 7. You're obviously fairly strong in maths already. How long would you say this specific part of maths has been a challenge for you? Trying to work out the harder questions and the longer questions.
In this specific test, I just made like silly mistakes, and like the last question, like areas of the sector, it had like an algebraic equation that I needed to like equal to each other and so on, and I just didn't know how to do it.
Okay.
She didn't answer the question, if you got that. So you asked her how long it's been a problem for, right? We didn't get an answer to that. So let's see if you catch that in the call or.
The silly mistakes, did they comment to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can note it down. Like, sure, you can tackle the silly mistakes thing, but you definitely need to note it down that we still haven't technically went through that question, right? Because like you can ask the question, but if they don't answer, there's no point, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Okay. Why do you think that is?
It's like reading and understanding the question, and it's just like, yeah.
Okay, so reading and understanding the question doesn't lead to silly mistakes. Reading and not understanding the question just leads to you getting it wrong. Silly mistakes is when you write things down, or you copy something down wrong from the calculator, or you know it but you don't write that down, right? So the two separate things, right? So with the silly mistakes in specific, there are a few reasons why students make silly mistakes. One is because you rush. The second is because you don't check your work. The third is because you get so complacent when you see a question, you're like, I know how to do this, but let's just get through it quickly. Which one do you feel like is most specific to you?
I feel like brushing is like brushing.
Is it do you get nervous or?
I feel like it's like test time because I don't get enough time, so I want to like work out questions efficiently, like knowing what I need to do to solve a question, and I can like get straight to it.
Okay. What's the reason you think you're rushing?
I just feel like I'm not going to finish all the questions in time.
Okay. Is that something you face often? Do you normally finish tests on time? Do you sometimes not finish?
Yeah, so I don't finish the questions in time. So.
Okay. Why do you think you don't finish the questions on time?
Because I can't solve them.
You can't?
If I'm stuck on a question, I'll be stuck on that question, and
I guess the senior time manager moving on, coming back, trying to. I guess a lot of those things, just from a parent's perspective, is exam technique.
Yeah.
Which she really needs. I think personally, I might be completely wrong, by the way. And the other feedback we've got in the past, I don't know if it's applicable anymore, but I think it's already exactly what you said. Our teachers have come back in various different subjects and have said that the comprehension is always not exactly what it needs to be.
Okay.
It's not that she doesn't know the theory or the actual math; it's the comprehension of what she needs to do.
Okay.
And that's in general consensus in the past. Again, I might be wrong. I'm just giving you.
Okay. Yeah. Perfect. That's good for me to know. Yeah. Do you feel like? I don't know. Do you feel like when you have a test coming up and you have it in the back of your mind that you might not finish? Do you feel like it affects your attitude, or like your confidence going into a test at all?
Not really.
No. So you feel confident going into tests? Yeah. How do you normally prepare? Beforehand.
Lots of practice questions.
Okay. From where?
Dr. Frost. It's a website. And got it.
Do you feel like Dr. Frost helps you? Okay, interesting. I've got a different opinion on Dr. Frost. I don't think Dr. Frost is very applicable to actual exams and like exam questions, just because the way they ask it. Like, I feel like Dr. Frost has got very easy questions and very hard questions. There's nothing in between.
So here she said that she does feel like the Dr. Frost helps, right? She said, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
I wouldn't tell her that I disagree. I would just challenge her in a way of like, okay, cool. So you say that it's helping you. Why not just double down on that, do more of that, and improve that way?
Okay.
Because it's like if you tell her that Dr. Frost is bad, but her genuine experience is that it's good, then it's gonna go into one ear, out the other, right? She's not gonna internalize it. Versus if you challenge her and you're like, okay, that's good. If it works, I'm just wondering why not just do more of that if it works, and then one or two things is gonna happen. Either, which usually never happens, let's say 1% of the time, they're like, oh yeah, we'll do that, but they're on the call for a reason, so it's not really working. They think about it, they're like, well, it's not good because of this, not enough support, not enough whatever, I don't feel like it's going to get me to that level. You dig deep into that, double down, like, okay, why do you think that is? Okay, cool. And that's how you actually get them to believe what you're saying. You want to always make them say it as opposed to you just putting out a statement. So, yeah.
Based on my experience, looking at what Dr. Frost has to offer. But I guess for you, Ariana, what have you done personally, apart from like how you prepare for tests, what have you done personally to improve in maths and improve your time management, for example?
Sometimes, I tried working backward once, like I started with hard questions and gone to easy questions.
Okay, and how's that been going for you?
Yeah, it's alright. I tried, but yeah, I don't really.
Don't really seem that convincing right now.
I guess I didn't really think about all this stuff. I just kind of.
Yeah.
What do you know?
It's a bit of guidance, I think, in terms of the exam technique, approaching itself.
Yeah.
As important as the subject itself is the exam technique. So
Absolutely, I 100% agree.
Yeah, so she also said that it's going fine, right? So here I would just basically do the same thing. Okay, cool. Why not just do more of that?
Okay.
Get her answer. Okay. And then here the dad is admitting like she needs guidance, blah, blah, blah. So I would make him expand on that as well. Okay, when you say guidance, first of all, why? Second of all, what does that look like?
What do you think when I ask them why not just do more of that or double down on that?
Yeah.
What do you think their response would most likely be? What am I trying to get out of asking something like that?
What would they tell you?
Yeah. So they're saying, yeah, it's going fine. And I'm like, why not just do more of that? What kind of response am I looking for?
What you're looking for is a justification to why they shouldn't just do more of that. Because like the thing is, if they truly believe, I would assume that, what was it, Dr. Ice or something like that?
Dr. Frost.
Dr. Frost, okay. So assuming it's pretty cheap or free or what's...
It's school gives it to you for free, yeah.
Okay, so it's free. If they had a free solution that worked, they wouldn't be on a call with you. Because they know that your solution isn't free, right? Like people aren't that stupid. They understand like, okay, this is a tutor. It's going to be a real person. We're going to have to pay him, right? And it's going to be like, at least 20 pounds an hour. At least 20 pounds an hour, and it's going to need multiple hours. So like they're looking at least a couple £100.
Okay.
So they're aware. So they already have a justification for being on a call. You just need to make them say it. And if you don't, then it pops up later and it's way harder to handle. Can I answer your question?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
Cool.
Ariana, do you mentioned something important and you don't really think about this. Do you know the reason why I'm asking these questions? Because I'm trying to work out exactly what's going wrong and exactly what we need to change and what we need to improve. And that way, the things that you're not thinking about right now, we have to start thinking about, okay? Because obviously there's some sort of information gap, there's some sort of thing that we need to improve, whether that's, as your dad said, your exam technique, your time management. As I said, the reason why I'm asking these questions is so I can understand exactly what is happening, what's going wrong, and what we need to improve, okay? And I guess from your side, Aditya, have you done anything to kind of help Ariana with her math, like a previous tutor, any resources online?
Yeah, we just moved to the UK a couple of years ago, so we're new to the UK, and
Where are you from? Where did you come from?
we used to live in Dubai, and we moved in from Dubai. She was at a British school in Dubai.
Exactly.
The education was up to par, let's put it that way.
You wouldn't say.
I wouldn't say no, far from it. But it was probably the top 3 schools in Dubai, British schools.
Which was? And we have a lot of students in Dubai in the program.
Okay, North Anglia, specifically.
North Anglia, okay. Okay, perfect, that's good for me. That's interesting, I've never had that opinion before.
What happens in Dubai when you have this 15, 16 years is they take big names from the US and from England and Europe and Switzerland, and they put in big names to start off with, and it's a British education. When you pay for, when we started, the first year North Anglia was established. And at that point, there was 100% of teachers were British educated and British certified. As the years go on, because it is actually Arabic code, it's not really British owned. It's just they're disfranchising it or licensing it.
Oh, really?
2 years down the line, there's 20%. I'm not being racist or whatever, but it's Filipino Muslims, Africans.
Oh, okay.
That's so paying for British education or British qualified. I don't care what skin color they are. That's what they start skipping with TAs. And they start with TAs and they start then with temporary teachers, and then temporary becomes permanent. And this is general life cycle of life in any business really, not just education. Hospital, healthcare is all the same.
Interesting.
Yeah, one of the main reasons we moved back was education. And to move back to Europe, and so yeah, that's where we're back.
Interesting. Okay, that's really good for me to know. How has the adjustment been for you, Ariana? Kind of moving from Dubai education to UK. Are you in London right now?
What's the point of this question? How's the adjustment been?
To see, just because education might be different, like the way they teach things in other countries. So I wanted to know a bit more if the adjustment has been a reason why she feels any sort of challenges as maths at the moment, because I've worked with a few students where they've moved and they're moving to UK education. They've kind of like missed a lot of content and there's loads of gaps. So I was trying to work out if that could be a reason to have facing these challenges.
Okay, well, I mean, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, that's fine then.
Really, it's not really, sir.
Okay, perfect. So how's the adjustment been for you, Ariana?
Yeah, it's been good.
Yeah, like you haven't found it any sort of challenge at all? You feel like you just fit in like a glove? Yeah? Okay, that's good for me to know. And you said you moved from Dubai 2 years ago. Okay, so are you doing GCSE or IGCSE right now?
GCSE.
Okay, perfect. So you mentioned that, obviously your dad mentioned that you've never had a tutor in the past. I want you to think about a teacher in school, Ariana, in school at the moment, who you feel has really benefited you over the last 1 or 2 years, who you feel like really has helped you improve, not just in maths, but in any subject. Have you got someone in mind?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, tell me about them. What do they do well for you?
Well, they're really nice, and they like explain stuff slowly, like step by step. They like take me through like the question.
Okay.
She's an English teacher, so it's not really like mathsy, but she'd like give me extra stuff to do out of class as well. Like if I asked, she'd give me work, and then she'd take me through it and like yeah, she'd show me like what it looks like to do as an examiner and how to get the marks quickly.
Interesting. Okay, that's good for me to know. How's your maths teacher in school?
Yeah, my maths teacher's pretty good. I've only known her for a term, but she's really nice.
Okay. Apart from her being nice, is she a good teacher? Do you feel like she's a good teacher?
I feel like she's good at teaching the basic stuff, but like with the harder stuff, she doesn't really teach us that in class. She expects us to work out on our own.
Okay, interesting. Do you expect you to work out the harder stuff on your own? Do you ever ask for help in the lessons when you are, struggling? Does she help you?
Yeah, she does.
Yeah? Okay, fine. So it's more of like do it yourself until you need help?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, I got you. Makes sense. And Aditya, why is it now that you've decided to look for extra support? Why not in like a year's time when she comes to year level?
I guess it's the earlier you start, the earlier you get haircut. It's very simple.
Yeah, absolutely. The reason why I ask is, so many parents come to us and say like, in year 11, like midway through year 11, saying, hey, my daughter's on a 6, I want her to get a grade 9. I'm just like, obviously we're not magicians here.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's exactly what I expected to be. I expected to get a strong burn.
Yeah.
Then build up foundations. If she has foundations, it's not, that's the most important thing in life, is to have strong foundations.
Absolutely.
She can go to different areas, different fields. It doesn't have to, and that's what I'm looking for as well. So,
absolutely. I say to parents that I would say more important than year 11 is building the foundations in year 10. Like, I would rather work with a student.
Here I would ask him, okay, yeah, that kind of makes sense. You want foundations, but like, they're being very early as far as I understand, right? Like
Being very ish, yeah. Ish, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So what I would do here is I would ask like, okay, that's fine, but why are you being so proactive? A lot of people procrastinate, as you know, most people do everything last minute. I guess why not you guys? Why is it so important for you that she gets ahead and is proactive instead of, doing it last minute?
Yeah.
And get some, because he didn't really answer it, right? You asked why now and he's like, oh, we want to make sure that she does well. It's like, well, yeah, but why now?
Okay.
So yeah, I want to get some more out of him here.
The whole of year 10 and the whole of year 11, if that makes sense. Because that's when, for us in our program, I'll go through the specifics with you, but for us, we get the year 10s way ahead of an average year 10 by teaching them the full syllabus. That way, when they come to year 11, they're kind of just revising and recapping what they've already done with us. So it makes it a lot easier for the student as well. Okay, but I'll go through that in a second. So, Ariana, you said you are aiming for a grade 9. Obviously, aiming for a grade 9, you're trying to be in the top 1% of students. It's not an easy challenge, it's not an easy feat. Why is it you're aiming for such a high grade? What's that thing kind of driving you to do so well?
I feel like
Apart from that.
I feel like all my other subjects are like 8s and 9s, and I just kind of want all 8s and 9s. I don't really want any 7s.
Okay.
Generally, I know she's come back from maths tests in the last year or 2 years. And she generally comes back, I missed an 8 by 1 mark or 2 marks. I missed an 8 by 1 mark or 2 marks. She's pretty much at an 8 at the moment, and I guess, then the rest is up to her, how far she wants to aim. And it's me once a 9, so I said, look, I'm happy to support, I'm happy to get the right people board in as a support system.
Absolutely. And you raised your hand when I said, why is it important for you to get Ariana to shoot really high?
Forgive the Asian one, but it is just the Asian mindset, isn't it? I mean, Push as far as you can because it's not an equal world that we live in. The sooner we realize accept that, the faster the further you get. Like,
Absolutely. Trust me, I know how it is, Ariana, having Asian parents.
there you go. There you go. And it's easy. I don't think you're easy to write at all. And I apologize to her every time in my mind, even though she hates me sometimes for pushing her. But it's only the best we want for our kids. You're probably going to see background as well.
Absolutely.
What part of the UK you're from?
I'm Northwest London. I'm in Northwest London.
Yeah. My wife's from town as well. That's why I asked.
Oh, really? Okay, great. Hotels are everywhere.
What?
So
Oh, yeah.
loads of Asian parents like to connect like that. And to be honest with you, I've had like a few closes. A lot of the reason because they're from the same part of India as my family.
Yeah.
So they just feel like they can relate to me. And that's another reason why I felt like kind of lost out on this one. Because again, like we related a lot, like same part of India. They understand like Asian culture behind like studying and, getting a good education.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just, yeah.
Yeah, I would want some more though here on the goal side of things. It's like, okay, I understand, Asian culture. I understand that, makes sense. But what does that 9 actually mean to you? Like, why is that important? What's the bigger picture here, right? Because ultimately, the 9 is just a number on a piece of paper at the end of the day, right? Or on a screen. So what are you actually aiming to do with that? What's the end goal here?
Okay.
Just get something more out of them. Because you don't want, it's kind of a cop-out. Like, sure, it can be true, right? There are cultural differences and Asians can be more like focused towards studying and more serious about it.
Yeah.
It's not tangible.
Okay. Yeah.
Right? It's just like, oh, I'm Asian. Okay, yeah, but like, why though? Right? Like, not why are you Asian, but like, okay, yeah, but what's the reason? Like, what are you actually going to do with that 9? What does that mean to you?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You go on here.
Okay, perfect. That's really good for me to know. And I guess if you were to get someone new, a new math teacher or whatever, what would you feel like you would want out of that person that you feel would really benefit you?
I feel like slow explaining. Like slow explaining really helps me through like a long question.
Okay.
Like questions. Like
Okay. Why is it important for you that we explain things slowly?
Just help me understand.
You feel like that's the way you understand better? Yeah? Because some students, they come to us and just say like, hey, like we understand the concepts, we just struggle with practice, and that's what we want out of you. Okay, so you're telling us that you really want someone to break down the concepts, really detailed, break it down very slow until you understand it, yeah? Okay, perfect. And how about yourself, Aditya? Like, we're trying to identify here what needs to change, what needs to improve. From your part, what is it you would want out of kind of like a support system, a structure that you would feel would really benefit you and Ariana?
I mean, as far as I'm concerned, I want the support system that she wants. At the moment, I'm here to help her achieve what she wants to achieve. As an Asian, as an Indian parent, specifically, I don't think it's Asian. As an Indian parent and Gujarati parent, specifically. Maths is number one, and it's always going to be number one, and I'm not going to defend myself on that one, but it's whatever she needs in order to achieve what she wants.
Okay.
Minimum for me is 7, and I'm not going to accept anything lower, but anything above that she wants, and she wants a 9. She's been at an 8 level pretty much all the time, missing by 1 or 2 marks consistently the last 1 year. And she's pretty much at an 8 as far as I'm concerned. Now the question is if she wants to aim for the 9. But then I sure as hell can't help her. I did not years ago. I don't remember any of this stuff. The question is she needs a support system, and we're looking for the right one.
Okay, absolutely. And have you been in the market for like support systems for a while?
3 days. You're the second person I'm speaking to.
How was the first person?
Interesting, but very different approach. You didn't ask as many non-math related questions as you have. You tried to understand the person, which is quite interesting. Very different approach to what that's
Is that good or bad?
I don't think I'm on the other side. I think for me, it's so funny you got top marks, and you're Gujarati, so your math already kind of, you've got the marks before you even start, sort of thing.
Of course, absolutely. I appreciate that. Well, look, based on the questions that you kind of answered me, I'm very, very confident that is something we can help you out with.
I want to know why they didn't go with that person.
Yeah.
That's the big one. Like, why didn't you go with them?
Yeah.
And if they give a cop out, like, oh, we had a call book with you already. Okay, that's fine. What did you like about them? Okay, what didn't you like about them?
Yeah.
At least give me that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do know that. I should have asked that.
But ideally, we want to know, like, why did you not buy from them, right? What prevented you from taking action? Because that's the big thing, right?
Yeah, of course, yeah.
That, and then we also need, if you continue the way you're going down right now, nothing changes, do you feel like you're going to get the 9?
Yeah.
We need that confirmation. Because it's just put some more weight to it.
Okay, yeah.
You need them to admit, like, no, I need help. We need some change, otherwise we're not getting to 9. We're just not, right?
Okay, yeah.
You need to get that admission. But other than that, Discovery is pretty good. So prices here, I would assume, or here?
Yeah.
We can try this.
The 7 p.m. class definitely sounds doable. The 6 p.m. on some days is doable, some days might be a push.
Yeah, so it would have, for example, I would need you in one class, right? So it's either Monday, Wednesday, or Tuesday, Thursday, if that makes sense. So it can't be like, I have to make Monday, I'll make Thursday, it has to be. That would be everything included, and I would just take 10 minutes to unbox both today.
Yeah, so sorry, so the 2 week.
if you want to carry on to year 11, obviously that would be perfect because the longer we work with you, the better. So for 6 months, everything included is 1,500, so 1,500. And yeah, there are no surprise costs at all, just 1,500, and that would be everything included. And I would just take 10 minutes to onboard you both today.
No, so sorry, you said 2 weeks, 2 times a week.
So 2 mandatory lessons a week.
Yeah, how long is
1 hour each.
Okay, fine.
And then obviously on top of that we have the support calls every single weekend.
Sure. Okay, great. Okay, I do have to just speak to my wife as well, but definitely, when can we take this up tomorrow at some point? Just to follow up on this, if that's okay.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm more than happy to speak to you. Just apart from speaking.
I don't need you to speak. I need to speak.
No, I know.
And I would like to follow up with you tomorrow. If you give me your email address, phone number, we can get our details, whatever is easy for you.
Of course. So just aside from letting your spouse know, is there anything else kind of keeping you?
If there are questions, I will send you an email, definitely after this call, because there's a lot of information to digest. But I think I've asked all the important questions that I have on the spot. Let the information digest, and I will get back to you within 24 hours, like I said.
Oh, good. Yeah, I'm all okay with it. What do you think your wife would say about this, if you don't mind me asking?
I have no idea.
So this is the first mistake. So he didn't answer the question. You asked them, okay, aside of letting your wife know, is there anything else from keeping you from starting today? He said, if I have any questions, I'll shoot them over. That's not an answer.
Yeah.
It's yes or no.
Yeah.
And if it's, yeah, I have something else, okay, cool, what is it?
Okay.
Right? Like, it's, he kind of answered, and you can assume that it means no, because he kind of said, like, if I have anything, I'll tell you. That kind of assumes that now he doesn't have anything, but I don't want to assume anything.
Okay.
I want him to know, that's it.
Okay.
That's the first thing. And then even if he says, like, no, that's it, I just want to speak to my wife. Cool. All right, awesome. Is she around? That's the first question.
Yeah.
Is she there? Because it's like, we can try and do reframes, we can try objection handle, but if she's there and we can just tell her the information and handle her objections directly, because what's going to happen is, even if you do everything perfectly, let's say it's a permission thing or whatever, then he has to go talk to her now, and he needs to objection handle her.
Yeah.
Right? If he doesn't pay. So ideally, if she's around, she should just come.
Yeah.
Second question, if she's not around, can you call her? Now, let's say he can't do both of those, because most of the time she's at work or whatever. Then I would go, okay, cool. So outside of letting your wife know, right? Just the program itself, right? Price aside, do you actually feel like this is gonna get your daughter to that 9? And then ideally also get a 1 to 10, like 1 to 10, how confident are you? And also get the daughter's perspective. Okay, so ask the dad, okay, how confident are you? And the daughter, how confident is she? And then we just go down money logistical.
Okay.
So if the wife's not around, we can't talk to her, we try and ignore it and go with money logistical.
Okay.
If we go through that thing and he's like, I have the money or I don't have money or whatever, and we don't solve it and wife pops up again, then we also have a process for that.
Okay.
So it was just a slight process error.
Okay, fine.
That's all it is. You always need to make sure that they're actually answering your question.
Okay.
And it can be tricky sometimes. Like here, for example, you literally ask him, like, is there anything preventing you? And he says, if there will be, I'll let you know.
Yeah. Okay.
But that's not a no.
Okay.
Right? It's something in between. It's kind of a no, but it's not. We want certainty.
Yeah.
We want like a firm no.
Yeah.
It's just the wife.
Okay.
Cool. Now we know what to work with. And then after that, I just go money logistical.
Okay.
We've had people who said, like, I need to speak to my partner, I need to do XYZ. Okay, no worries. Price aside, how do you like the program? Are you actually confident? Okay, make sure they're at 10 out of 10. Cool, so it's just about, solving the money. Yes, cool, solve the money, that's it.
Okay, fine.
So yeah, it's just very slight process, but like that makes all the difference.
Yeah.
This paired with the discovery, this would probably make shift the call like a lot. I mean, I can keep watching, see what pops up, but that's gonna be the main thing.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to talk to you yet. So,
But just-
I think it's support. She was definitely looking for a support system, but the right support system for Ariana. We've been through a lot of fancy systems in Dubai, schools and systems and lectures and after school clubs, and it's all great and it's all an amazing power plant Dubai is. But when you look behind it, and you look at the Excel, it's a little bit of a question mark.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
Absolutely.
that's what we're looking to avoid, and that's pretty much what she's going to ask me. Is there substance behind the sales pitch, basically?
Absolutely.
That's what's going to be interesting. And I think the proof is in the pudding, and as you said, you've said all the right things in terms of the regular assessments, the access that you give the child, the access you give parents. I think that's all kind of puts weight behind what you're selling, not just the pitch. So I think what you're saying, if you hit the right notes, let it just digest for a day and let me kind of get back to you. Right?
Okay, all good. That's not a problem. The reason why I ask is just because, you know, if you tell your wife there's a math tutor, it costs £1,500, she's obviously going to hear the £1,500, right?
So what you're telling me his last name is Patel, so he's going to give you family discount. I'm going to tell her that, but she's going to be fine with that.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, the reason why I asked is just obviously I want you to have full information before you go and speak to her, just so you have all the information. But to be honest with you, the good thing is that this call has been fully recorded for mine and your purpose. After we end the call, it'll be a full recording sent to your email with AI notes of everything, so you could just break it down for her and if you wanted to.
Thank you so much. Thanks for your time.
All good. What I would recommend, what we would usually do from here, obviously you said you wanted to follow up. We were just booking a quick follow.
Okay, so do you just schedule a follow-up here?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so the problem now is I can't really give feedback on this because we're in no man's land, right? Because there's a certain path where if you have a process, everything goes and it's like a tree branch, right? But we've deviated and we haven't checked money to the full extent, so we don't know what's going on.
Okay.
So like anything I say here about this part, it's just, you know, it doesn't really matter.
Okay.
We always need to make sure like, okay, we've got this one objection, anything else? Cool, money logistical. Okay, either that solves it or it doesn't solve it and something pops up again and then we handle that.
Okay.
Just like the objection handling sheet that we have, right?
Okay.
And like, sure, if we went through money and he said, oh, I need to talk to my wife, it's a permission thing, then we can get into reframes, we can get into all the fancy stuff. But making, like, the beginning is the foundation, right? It all starts from the price drop.
Okay.
And if you do anything wrong after the price drop, like the reframes, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
If you don't check the money, it's it's all just air. It's a fugazi. It doesn't work.
Yeah.
But yeah, do you have any questions or?
No. So just a couple questions that we needed in the discovery is, what one if nothing changes today? That's a question I missed out, which I need to put in there just to get them to buy into making a change now.
Yeah.
How could I have gone about? So you obviously mentioned that when I came to the end with the objection handling, they didn't answer the question when I asked about the spouse. If they asked, they said no, there's nothing keeping me from doing this today. You're saying go straight into money logistical from there?
Yeah.
Okay, so finances aside, is this something
You want to do? You know, we isolate price, make sure that they are confident that it's going to work.
Okay.
And if we get them to say that the program's 10 out of 10, then the only thing that makes sense is like, okay, so it's the money.
Yeah.
And most of the time it is.
Okay.
And then we just see what happens there.
Okay.
And even if it isn't the money, at least the box is checked. Because
do I assume it's the money? If they say it's a 10 out of 10? Do I say okay?
Yeah. So like it is in the process, right?
Okay.
So if they say that, program's great, we love it, 10 out of 10, nothing wrong with it, amazing.
Yeah.
Cool. So it sounds to me you're not in like, should I do this place? We went back and forth, but you want to do this. Sounds to me you're not, how can I do this place?
Okay.
And that makes sense, right? Because they said it's perfect. So it's like, it's not should I do it because it's perfect. It's how can I do it?
Yeah.
Right? It's not should I buy the Lambo? It's how can I get the money to buy the Lambo? So yeah. Okay. And then if the wife pops up again and he's like, either I don't have the money and the wife's paying, or I do have the money but I need to ask her permission, then we can get up into like the whole wife objection thing.
Yeah.
And reframes as well. But
okay.
If there's not a checkbox on the money and like the program money aside being perfect and then going through the money, seeing if he has it or not, then it's
Okay, yeah, I got you.
It's all very difficult.
Okay, I got you. That makes sense. Thank you.
Cool.